Brooklyn Independent Television.
In Northeast Conference basketball this year in the preseason poll, LIU has been picked third as far as in the men's conference. And joining me is their coach, Jim Ferry. Coach, welcome.
Michael, thank you for having me.
When you hear about the poll like that, third, what does that mean to you?
Well, as coaches, we don't pay too much attention to the polls.
You're like politicians.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. Most
Okay.
of the time the polls are wrong anyway. But, you know, they have the respect from the other teams in the conference that were picked as one of the top teams out of 12. We picked third is a pretty good situation to be in. We're excited. I think we have a very good team this year. We have a lot of depth and we have some experience back. I think we are definitely one of the teams that can compete for this conference championship. And to see that the other coaches in the league feel the same way, that makes us pretty good.
Let's go over last year. Let's revisit last year.
Okay. Last year started out, it was pretty crazy. We were hit with a ton of adversity. We had 3 starters that had to leave the team late August, early September, 2 because of family issues, and one of our best players, who was the Rookie of the year before, had a heart condition, so we sat him out. So we were hit with a ton of adversity early. We had to start 2 freshmen at our forward positions, and we just kind of grew as a team day in and day out, and the kids really faced the adversity head on. We really came together and made a great run, wound up finishing 4th out of 12 teams, and made a great run to the conference semifinals and lost a really tough battle. So I thought it was a great job and a great experience for these kids to really come together as a group to deal with some adversity and put that aside and really focus on what they could control, and they did a great job of it. In
the conference games, as far as in the conference in March, that contest, that's a whole new season.
Absolutely, absolutely. You have 3 seasons. You have your preseason where you're playing a lot of non-league games, trying to get your team better. Then you play the Northeast Conference schedule, which is always a grueling schedule. And then you get to the playoffs. You're fighting it out. Only 8 teams make the conference tournament. So you have to be, you know, out of those 12, you got to get in the top 8 to make the playoffs. And then the top 4 teams get a home playoff game. And that's always what we're fighting for. We're always fighting for one of those top 4 seeds, get that home playoff game, try to get an advantage, and make a run in the conference tournament. So in those three parts of the season, you got to get better in the preseason, you got to grind it out during the league, and then you're making a run for the NCAA tournament in that playoff.
Quinnipiac playing there.
Yeah, great team. I think it's a really good team, really good coach. They have a great player. This kid, Justin Ruddy, is the conference player of the year last year, who's returning as a senior, who has given us fits. You know, he's number 2 in the country in offensive rebounding. But I do think this year we have a team that's built to compete with Quinnipiac for this championship. We have some depth in the front court, kind of wear them down. We have some explosive guards, and we have some experience. So I think it could come down to us two, maybe down the stretch. That's what I'm hoping for. If it comes down to us two, and then we do what we have to do down the stretch to win the game.
St. Francis down the street, they have a new coach. What does that mean?
Battle of Brooklyn. It's always special.
Right.
Glenn Breaky is a very good friend of mine. He was an assistant there for Ronnie Gagnon years ago when I first started at LIU. I have great respect for him. He's coming back, a Brooklyn guy coming back. There's going to be excitement again. There's always excitement in that game. It doesn't matter who the coaches are. That game is truly about the players and the universities, and we're looking forward to it. It's a really friendly rivalry. Again, everybody talks about North Carolina, Duke, and Ohio State and Michigan. Well, I don't know of any of those teams that walk to the games to play against each other like us in St. Francis, New York. So we're always looking forward to that. I think it's a great event for our universities, for the student body, and it'll be another battle like it always is every year.
And in this conference, you have St. Francis, which is down the street, and you have Wagner College in Staten Island, which is also part of the Northeast Conference.
Yeah, sure. We got a lot of good local teams and a lot of good local coaches, a lot of good local players. And which makes the league special. I mean, you got the built-in rivalries in New York, you got some built-in ones in Connecticut, you got some built-in ones in Pennsylvania as well. So it makes for a good conference.
Locally, high school ball players, are they starting to look more at schools like at LIU? Because they all have lofty dreams of maybe going to University of North Carolina or playing at Duke, which is nothing wrong with that. Right. But you know, this is also, you also have a good team, and you have a good program.
Yeah, it goes in trends. I mean, you know, years ago, the New York kids all stayed home. And they went to LIU, and they went to Fordham, and they went to St. John's. Now there's been a trend where these kids are going away. And a lot of them are going away in high school. They're not even competing high school basketball in New York City. They're traveling away to prep schools. And they're getting a lot more travel and exposure with the AAU, so a lot of these kids have been going away. We're all fighting. All of us New York schools are fighting to keep these kids home. Everybody talks about New York being a special place. We want to keep all these kids home, and they know it. And now with LIU's recommitment and revitalization on our campus and our facility. We have a beautiful facility, and downtown Brooklyn's one of the hottest places in America right now. So we are getting more interest from these local kids wanting to stay home, which excites us because we'd love to just work right out of our backyard.
All right, Coach, so we will see you sometime around the Battle of Brooklyn.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
Thanks a lot, Coach, and good luck.
Great. Thanks, Mike.
We'll be back with more of the Blackbirds right after this.
Download this program's podcast on iTunes. Keywords Brooklyn Independent Television.